So Nanollose is a biomaterials company developing a sustainable form of cellulose made from waste. Many people may not have heard of cellulose, but we use it every day in a range of products, mainly things like paper, textiles and clothing, and also absorbency products. But you can also find cellulose in a diverse range of products like car tyres and tea bags. It's a remarkably versatile material. The only downside to cellulose really is that it currently comes from trees via the wood pulping process. There are lots of applications for cellulose. Nanollose is focusing on the textile and fashion industry. And the reason for that is because it's a very large market, it's a growing market, it's a margin with high margin elasticity and a very low barrier to entry. Fashion industry has a serious problem with environmental issues and sustainability. It's one of the world's largest polluters, but changing that to a sustainable industry is not as simple as it sounds. If you look at the fibres that the industry has to work with, the main fibre they use, which accounts for 66% of the market, is synthetic fibres, and that includes things like polyester, nylon, acrylic. The problems with that, of course, is that because they're plastic, they're not biodegradable, they cause pollution, they're also made from non-renewable resources like petroleum, and they're fairly energy intensive in the process. Cotton is the second most common fibre in the industry, and that accounts for 27% of the market. Cotton is a lovely, natural, organic fibre, decomposes, it's biodegradable. The issue with cotton, I guess, from an environmental point of view, is that it requires an awful lot of land, water, pesticide, and the production of cotton is fairly limited and not expected to meet the increasing demand. The third fibre in the industry is rayon, which accounts for about 6% of the market. And that equates to about 21 billion US by 2024. And that's the area that Nanollose is playing in. We're making rayon. The only downside really of rayon is that it currently comes from wood pulping of trees. Other than that, it's a very well accepted fibre, it's biodegradable, it's natural, and it's the area we're playing in. So currently though, over 200 million trees each year are chopped down to make rayon. So that's the only downside really of rayon. And we have a solution for that, we think. Sustainability is all the rage at the moment. When we first started this project quite a few years ago, a lot of people thought sustainability was just a short-term greeny fad and that it would go away. Well, that's clearly not the case. It's here to stay. It's getting more and more mainstream. A lot of people thought that with the advent of COVID, that would derail the whole sustainability movement, but that's turned out not to be the case. If anything, the COVID has just highlighted to a lot of consumers that man's impact on the environment is causing problems. They've associated COVID with impact on the environment, and sustainability has just become more and more of an issue. I don't think there's a single fashion brand out there that doesn't have some sort of sustainability initiative associated with it. So what's our process and why do we have an advantage? Well, if you look at the current process for making rayon, you take trees, you chip those trees, and then you have to pulp those trees in a very energy intensive process called wood pulping. And the reason for that is a tree is only about 40% cellulose. The rest of it is lignins and other impurities. That cellulose then is converted into rayon fibre. The process that Nanollose has is we don't use trees, we actually take waste. We take organic waste from the food and agricultural industries. We ferment it with a natural bacteria, and that produces cellulose. It produces pure cellulose, so we don't have to do the wood pulping process. So that saves a lot of energy and time. It produces tree-free cellulose, which we then convert into rayon fibre. So we don't have to chop down trees, we don't have to do wood pulping, and we're using a waste. So the investment highlights, we believe we have a superior technology, doesn't require trees, doesn't require wood pulping, and we've already made a garment proving the technology works on a lab scale. We're in the pilot phase now. High growth markets, 21 billion US for the rayon market alone. Other markets are available to us as well. We have a strategic partnership with one of the world's biggest fibre makers in Grasm. They have 24% of the rayon market by themselves. The shift is happening. People are moving towards sustainability, no doubt about it. And we've got significant opportunities outside of the fashion sector as well.